What's up, weirdos? Who's ready to get spooky? It's okay, guys. It's just me. But we are about to dive into Not Scary Farm 2022 in this episode of Conquering Theme Parks Haunts. What's up, weirdos? Welcome back to another theme park Haunts. You ready to get spooky? So let's talk about what's coming to this event at Not Scary Farm 2022. This event is always solid. Scare actors are amazing. Mazes are well put together. So let's talk about what's coming. We got some returning mazes, returning scare zones, some mazes and scare zones leaving us. It's going to be a sad moment. And some new, yes, 2 new mazes this year. So let's just dive into this, right? Okay, as we enter the spookiness of Not Scary Farm, take a left, kind of missing Ghost Town streets. Kind of want to stay away from there because the zombies of Ghost Town are coming out, and they come at your ankles when they're sliding across, and a big macho dude coming after you. So we'll stay away from that foggy area and head a little bit further down past Ghost Rider. So past Ghost Rider, we got the returning maze of the creepy, because wax museums are already creepy as it is, and they made a whole haunted house based off of a wax museum in the Waxworks. Yes, the creepy maze of Waxworks coming back. And as we go further down, we got the returning maze of the creepy swamp people coming after you in the depths is coming back. Be careful, the big octopus in there is going to come and take your soul with its tentacles. Those suction cup things are pretty lethal, so be careful when you go through that maze. And we go a little bit farther, we are sent out of this world in Dark Entities when the robot people are coming after you, taking their guts out of all the astronauts in there, and there's a creepy alien taking over the ship. So be careful, because he comes lunging at you and get you really quick. And as we know, last year was the last year of the Paranormal Inc. Rest in peace. A moment of silence for that amazing maze right there. What's replacing it this year is Bloodline 1842. They're bringing it back. They're bringing the laser tag back to the event. As you remember, a few years ago, they had the zombie maze where you shot them with the lasers.
It was called Infected.
And as you walk through this maze, you will be attacked by vampires, and you got to use your weapons to shoot all the vampires before they suck your blood. Mwah! They're bringing back the interactive mazes, and it's taking place in the Paranormal Inc. maze, which is already big, and they extended the maze even farther. So this maze is going to be huge. And the zombie one that they had a few years ago,
Infected,
it was pretty fun. So this one is going to be a fun and interactive maze. I like when Not Scary Farm implements more interactivity inside these mazes, because it just brings a whole new horror to it, because you're over here worrying about shooting the vampires, and another vampire comes at you over here. So it's going to be some spookiness coming in. So we hit those 4 mazes. Let's walk back over to the creepy ghost town, because we have to. We have to run through the fog and get away from all the zombies of Ghost Town. And as we go deeper by the Calico River Rapids, there's a maze in the old Mystery Lodge area once again. And this maze is brand new this year. It is called the Grimoire. Grimoire? I don't know. Not Scary Farm comes up with some weird names. Sometimes it's hard to pronounce. But this maze seems creepy. If you guys ever watched the show that they used to have in the Mystery Lodge during the event, I forget what it was called. comment down below if you remember that show. It was based around a haunted book that the spirits came out and attacked the people that were presenting in the show. And this maze is loosely based off that storyline, based around a book, a haunted book, and the ghosts are coming after us. This maze sounds like it's going to be really scary, and it's going to be in the back area by Mystery Lodge, and the mazes that usually are back there are pretty big stuff. And so I am excited to see this new maze. Not Scary Farm always hits home run with their new mazes the last couple years, so I'm excited and see how this maze takes us. So as we backtrack a little bit, a returning maze, a legendary maze from the first year it was ever created. The Origins is coming back. The Curse of Sarah Marshall is coming back to spook us in the ghost towns. This maze is amazing. So crazy that they can fit so many different scenes inside that red barn. And it makes you even seem like you're walking outside and raining through the ghost town area. So many illusions. Still one of my favorite mazes to go through. So I'm excited to go through Origins once again. And as we walk out of Origins around towards the Walter Knott Theater, we are approached by the people of 1920. And the Goring 20s scare zone is returning. It's kind of a small scare zone, but they performed well. That one moment where we caught last year where all of a sudden a bell started ringing and they all died and then woke up like nothing happened. Yes, that's creepiness. So I'm hoping they bring more scare actors into this area, because imagine that area is already small and packed. Imagine if there are scare actors hiding behind all the different guests through that area and jumping out at us. It's a well put together solid scare zone. As we leave the Goring 20s and we're heading over to the boardwalk area, the scary clowns are coming. One of my favorite scare zones, probably second favorite, first favorite being the Ghost Town Streets, is Carnival. The scare zone is awesome. The clowns always have so many different personalities. I mean, last year they had one guy walking around with a tuba. As we go deeper in the Carnival area of the Psycho Clowns, we are hit by a new circus in town. Well, a returning circus in town of the Mesmer. This maze was amazing. It was so many different illusions throughout the whole maze, all wobbly. There was one room that was rotating like this, and it made you feel all over the place. And then the big, I think it was Mesmer puppet in there. Oh yeah, I can't wait to go through that maze. I was so scared I forgot how the full maze went out, so I'm excited to go through it once again. And as we leave the sideshow and creepy circus of Mesmer, we are taken into a dark ride, a haunted, abandoned dark ride, where certain creepy characters are taking over the dark ride and playing with the power and it going up and dying out. This maze has always been a solid maze throughout the years. It hasn't aged bad at all, and I'm excited to go through it one more time. And as we leave the creepy abandoned dark ride and we are heading into Camp Snoopy, where it is taken over by the hollow of the people sacrificing other people to the pumpkin gods. Yes, the pumpkin gods. This scare zone has so much potential. It's not the scariest scare zone, but the storyline and everything in the scare zone is really well put together, with the random shows that they do every once in a while where they're taking over, sacrificing people to the wicked fire thing on top of the mountain. And as we walk further into the hollows, we are taken over by a pumpkin eater that doesn't just eat pumpkins, it eats people too. And this maze is always creepy because it smells like pumpkin. It feels like you feel water dripping on you, the pumpkin seeds and all that stuff, and the pumpkin eaters are coming out to come get you. This maze has always been a solid one, a really fun one to go through every year. So we went through the whole lineup of Scare Zone and mazes and new mazes. Now for the sad stuff. The final year of certain mazes and a Scare Zone has been announced this year. Let's take a moment of silence of losing some of these legendary mazes and Scare Zone. So, we are sad to say the Dark Ride is its final year. I am so upset. This was my favorite maze throughout the years, but each maze has a timeline of, I think it's around 2 to 3 years, maybe sometimes longer. So I think this is the 3rd or 4th year of Dark Ride. So this one is going, but I'm excited to see what they would put inside there, because it has to be circus themed, because it's right in the middle of the Carnival area. So maybe we'll get another clown maze. I mean, we got the Sideshow Mesmer maze, which is amazing. Maybe they can get something else inside that ballroom. I mean, just see what they can do with the Origins. That maze is amazing put into there. And finally, Pumpkin Eater and the Hollows. This is their final year. I'm not super sad. Like I said, the Hollows was a Scare Zone that was good, solid, but I feel like it never lived up to the hype that it should have. And then Pumpkin Eater, also the same way. It was a solid maze, had some good scares, but I think it's time for it to go. I've been saying over the years that its last years are coming up. Sad to see these two mazes and the Scare Zone leaving, but I'm excited because Not Scary Farm never disappoints with these mazes, the new mazes every year. So, what are you guys most excited to see during this event? It's opening up in the next couple weeks, and I'm excited to get spooky again. So, what are you guys, comment down below what you're most excited for, and are you really sad that Dark Ride's leaving? Or if you're a big fan of Pumpkin Eater, are you sad that Pumpkin Eater and the Hollows is leaving? Comment down below. Well, I hope you liked it. Hit that like button if you liked it. Hit that subscribe button for more adventures. Also, check out the link to the end of our video for more of us. And we can find us on the social media, guys. Peace out, weirdos.